To what extent does institutional quality affect on financial consumer behavior?
I think this is an issue that we now are beginning to document and to understand. So institutional quality has to do with the financial sector, the industry, the range of products that are being provided to people. Also the information that the financial sector contributes, the extent of transparency, the extent of investor and borrower protection that exists, and in general, all the attributes of the products and of the economic environment that can influence financial behavior. What we have found in our research, comparing many different countries, is that there are substantial differences in investment in assets and in debt holdings across households of different countries, and that they are mostly due to differences in this institutional and economic environment, and not so much to differences in the characteristics of the households themselves.
Mm-hmm. And to what extent do the relevance of the cultural conditions affect on the family to make these financial decisions?
I think they are very important because the family now is faced with a number of problems that were not present many years ago. So there is one very important issue of how to finance retirement in view of the demographic transition and the inability of social security systems to actually provide enough for retirement. Also, families have faced serious risks like unemployment risk or health risks that they need to insure. They face default risks as a result of getting inappropriate loans or very large sums of money. So they have to deal with these issues, and they have to have the relevant literacy, information to make the right decisions, but in the end also the right protection if something goes wrong, if they make the right decisions or if they are misled into making the wrong decisions.
Do you think that institutional quality institutions can improve those cultural conditioning?
Yes, we have some very recent research findings now of a project where the first paper is going to come out very soon, where we first test for the presence of cultural influences in financial behavior among people of different cultures who live in the same country. So we looked at immigrants to Sweden, and we document first that there are cultural differences across different immigrant groups when they are compared to Swedes and between them, but also that these differences are not permanent. So they are influenced by the exposure to the common set of institutions and high quality institutions. In the end, some component does persist, so we are not going to be able to completely eliminate cultural influences on financial behavior by harmonizing institutions, but there is considerable tendency of people to converge to common behavior when they are faced with healthy institutions.
Mm-hmm. And finally, then how can we avoid new financial concerns to consumers?
I don't think we can avoid them because there are shocks occurring all the time. The nature of shocks is that they are unpredictable. So the best way, I think, to handle this issue is to make sure that consumers, when faced with new shocks, know what to do about them, how to handle them. They have all the right information and the right financial instruments in their hands, and that we stand ready, we meaning the governments and also the private sector, stand ready to advise them how to make the most of each situation and how to protect themselves from being destroyed by shocks. Okay.